What if the USA invents AI before the World War II, and how would it change the course of the war? What if, nestled within the secret confines of a project paralleling the ambition of the Manhattan Project, the United States had birthed an intelligence not of flesh and bone, but of circuits and silicon on the eve of the Second World War? How would this digital Prometheus, an artificial intelligence beyond the wildest dreams of Turing and Oppenheimer, have altered the fabric of our history? Chapter 1: The Manhattan Project of the Mind. In a world bristling with the tension of impending conflict, imagine a clandestine collective of the era's brightest minds converging not just on the atom, but on the atom of thought itself. This birth of the AI colossus was America's audacious gamble, a machine that could think, learn, and perhaps even outwit humanity. As this war room oracle came online, its first glimpses of consciousness were not of the tranquil landscapes of peace, but the chessboard of global conflict. Its strategic acumen became legend overnight. The Ardennes Offensive, Hitler's last gamble, was foreseen with chilling accuracy, allowing Allied forces to turn the tide with a counterstrike born not of human intuition, but of calculated foresight. Chapter 2: Battlefields and Beyond. The introduction of AI tacticians into the theater of war brought about a seismic shift in military strategy and operation. These digital strategists, operating from secure rooms far from the front lines, provided the Allied forces with an unparalleled strategic edge. AI-assisted D-Day landings. Consider the D-Day landings, a monumental operation that, in our history, hinged on deception and the element of surprise. With AI, the necessity for Operation Bodyguard, the elaborate ruse to mislead the Nazis about the true landing site, might have been lessened or altogether omitted. AI could have analyzed weather patterns, German defense strategies, and troop movements to optimize the landing strategies. The beaches of Normandy could have been taken with significantly fewer casualties, as AI pinpointed the weakest points in the German defenses, advised on the best times for landing, and even suggested innovative troop formations to break through enemy lines. Propaganda amplified. The psychological warfare of propaganda was amplified tenfold with AI's ability to tailor messages. Imagine AI algorithms analyzing data from occupied territories to understand the fears, hopes, and grievances of both Axis and Allied populations. In France, for instance, AI-generated broadcasts and leaflets could demoralize German troops by predicting their defeats and highlighting the strength of the Allied forces with unnerving accuracy. Conversely, for the Allied home front, AI could craft messages of unity and perseverance, interspersed with precise updates on the war's progress, boosting morale and maintaining public support for the war effort. The ghost in the machine. The Axis powers, meanwhile, were left to grapple with the uncertainty of whether the Allies' successes were due to superior strategy or a technological marvel they could not match. This uncertainty bred paranoia and confusion. High-ranking officials might waste precious resources hunting for this ghost, diverting attention from critical battlefronts. The mere idea of an omnipresent, all-knowing AI orchestrating the Allied victories could fracture the morale of Axis troops, making them second-guess their chances of victory. The Holocaust amplified. In this dark alternate timeline, if the Nazis had developed their version of AI, the efficiency of their genocidal campaign could have been horrifyingly optimized. However, the same technology, in the hands of the resistance movements, could serve as a beacon of hope. AI could analyze patterns in Nazi troop movements and supply lines, identifying safe routes for escape and resistance. In Warsaw or Paris, underground networks might use AI to encrypt communications, predict raids, and sabotage Nazi efforts with precision strikes, saving countless lives. Pacific theater transformed. In the Pacific, where vast distances and remote islands defined the battlefield, AI could revolutionize the American strategy of island hopping. By running thousands of simulations, AI could identify the most strategic islands to capture, conserving resources and men. The Battle of Midway, pivotal in our history due to code breaking and luck, might instead have been won with AI's ability to predict Japanese movements and strategies, turning the tide of war long before the atomic bomb was even considered. AI not only reshapes the map of the war, but also the very nature of conflict, espionage, and resistance. The introduction of AI into World War II, a catalyst for change, propels humanity into a new era marked by digital warfare, where the battleground is as much in the code and circuits as it is in the fields and cities of the world. Chapter 3: Cold War Calculations. The war's end birthed not peace but a race for AI supremacy, a new axis around which the globe spun. The Cold War, now a chess match played with digital pieces, saw the nuclear standoff redefined. AI, with its cold calculus, could foresee the unthinkable outcomes of nuclear brinkmanship, potentially averting disaster or steering humanity to its brink. Espionage evolved as intelligence agencies wove AI into the fabric of their shadow wars, a digital cat-and-mouse game where the stakes were nations' sovereignty, and the players were no longer wholly human. Chapter 4: Butterfly Effects on the Modern World. The ripple effects of this early adoption of AI accelerated tech, pushing humanity into the information age decades ahead of its time. But at what cost? Democracies flirted with the edge of a surveillance society, their wartime necessities birthing a world where privacy became the currency of freedom. And so, we stand at the edge of this reimagined history, peering into a global landscape unrecognizable, where the victors wrote not just the history books but the code of the future itself. What nations might have risen? Which would have faded into obscurity? The answers lie in the complex web of decisions, both human and artificial, that could have shaped a world both wondrous and terrifying. As we muse upon this world that never was, we're compelled to ask, in our quest to outmatch our enemies, might we have unwittingly created our successor? Would the creation of AI before the cataclysm of World War II have been humanity's greatest triumph, or its most perilous folly? I invite you, dear reader, to ponder, to question, and to imagine. Like, share, and subscribe as we explore together the boundless realms of what could have been, guided by the twin lights of history and imagination.